All right, we're live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're
Yes,
live.
sir.
What's good, Skins fans? What's good, y'all? So we got a special guest, my guy Andrew. We're gonna let a couple more people get in the stream here. What's up with 1,000 subs? JB Hardy, what's up, man? He's a channel member. What's up, man? Thank you for joining the channel. You can definitely become a member. I'll put the link in the description. Brian Harden, what's up, man? Sticky Ninja. Brian Harden, that's my guy. He's a channel member as well. What's up, fellas? So this is my guy Andrew, man. Say what's up. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight? I'm just really excited about this season. I know
Yeah.
we're gonna be talking about. Yo, what's up, Colin? That's my buddy from school at JMU. Go Dukes. No, but yeah, I'm really excited about this season. It's gonna be good. I know there's a lot of last year was. I don't know what words I can say about last year. It was pretty bad, but it's a good future looking ahead. But I'm really excited. I think we got a good future ahead of us.
Oh, definitely. What's up, BJ the GOAT? We're gonna listen to more people. Once we get about 50 people, then we'll go over our predictions. So today we're gonna be going over the schedule, of course.
Yes, sir.
I think you guys saw my video. You're gonna see. I think you guys saw Andrew's video as well. You're gonna see his picks, the games that we won. So when about 50 people get in the stream, then I'm gonna put the schedule up. We're gonna do a dual screen and we'll go over each game. Thomas Hardy, what's up, man? Reggie Reds, what's going on? Bobby Scarfo, he said I'll gladly take 2-14 once against Dallas. And Trevor Lawrence, nah, man, I'm not. I don't want to tank again. I don't want to be 2-14. Yeah. Andrew's got the Haskins jersey on.
Baby, let's go.
Yeah, so I'm not tanking for Trevor. I'm not with that right now. Narden kicks at the Redskins will make the playoffs. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we'll see. It's tough. We'll see.
That would be awesome.
Bobby Scarfo said work. Nah, I can't, man. I can't tank for Trevor. I can't do that. I can't. But yeah, we'll get started. So Andrew, tell us about yourself. So, what made you become a Redskins fan? And we'll start with that. What made you become a Redskins fan?
Well, I think I started about like 2000. So I was born in 2000. I just turned like a couple months ago, 20 years old. I'm a junior at James Madison University. No, but yeah, I started watching football like 2007. Those years with Jason Campbell. He was my first quarterback that I watched, and he was all right. But then everything went downhill from there. At least except for 2012, that was a special year for me. For all of us, since we're all, if you're a Skins fan, that's very memorable. But then we saw Sexy Rex. He was some garbage. That was so bad. I was just like, oh man, this is going to be a tough time to be a Skins fan. Then we got Donovan McNabb, and he wasn't good either. Like he did good stuff in Philly, but that's really it.
Right.
No, but yeah, I just continued to be. I started like really watching games more in like 2011 when Ryan Kerrigan joined the Skins, and then that year was okay. And then we got RG3, and that was probably one of the best. I was in 7th grade that year. That was pretty special. Got Santana Moss, Pierre Garcon, RG3, London Fletcher. Oh, those are the days.
No, I'm telling you, man, those were great days. I mean, RG3 that 1 year in 2012, that was a magical year. What made you start a YouTube channel?
So I'm a journalism student at James Madison University. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start up something because at least I love talking about sports. That's kind of like where I first started, but also for resumes and working with jobs. Like I'm trying to work at different sports broadcasting organizations. And basically what you have to do is you have to build up a resume for that. Well, of course, like any job, but they say like start podcasts, start YouTube channels, start working at radio stations, news organizations. So I work at The Breeze, actually. That's the student newspaper at JMU. I'm in the sports section. So I report on games. But I just started talking about DC sports because I just love talking about it. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. So I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. Yeah, broadcasting. JMU, man. Jimmy Moreland with the JMU.
JMU, baby.
Yeah. The Dukes. There's some other alums. I think they had somebody get drafted this year, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember.
Unfortunately, our quarterback's going to the worst team in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, the Cowboys picked Ben DiNucci.
Right.
He was all right. He was pretty bad last year, but he stepped his stuff up. Then he won. We're in the FCS, so we're like division, we're Division 1, but like double A, not 1A. And he was offensive player of the year. So he stepped up this year. We got to the championship game. We lost to North Dakota State. So it's all right. But
right. Layla Riley, her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Today. Happy birthday. Got the 2 dogs in the picture. Happy birthday. Shout out to Layla Riley. We're going to shout some people out before we get into the schedule. Nairi, like Kyrie said, my best season as a Skins fan is 2015 because Kirk Cousins brought hope, even though he lost to the Packers in the playoffs, but I don't remember 2012 that well. I just remember how good RG3 was. Yeah, 2015 was a great year, man. It was a good year because we had Kirk, we had Jordan Reed, we had Deshaun Jackson, we had Pierre Garçon.
Such a great year.
Matt Jones wasn't good at all, but D'Angelo Hall was decent. Kerrigan was there.
What was that guy that was like kind of like they called him like Fat Joe or Fat Kelly?
Fat Rob Kelly.
Rob.
Yeah. He wasn't bad. I mean,
he was all right.
He had like one good year. He had one good year. We beat the Eagles in Philly, beat Dallas in Dallas, even though it was a meaningless game. We ran the NFC East that year, so that was a great year. Juan Gotti Talking Sports, what's up, man? Shout out to Juan Gotti. Make sure you sub up his channel. Tommy T said that North Dakota quarterback Trey Lance is good. Yeah, he is pretty good. Have you seen Trey Lance, Andrew?
Trey Lance I have. Yeah. He's a good quarterback. I don't know if he'll make it to the league though. Like he's a good quarterback, but he's more of a runner. He's kind of reminds me of a lesser version of Kyler Murray. Like he doesn't really throw the football that much. Actually, no, I don't want to compare him to Lamar Jackson, but like he had like 50 passing yards, and he had like 200 rushing yards as the quarterback. So he was just doing a lot of read option and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. I think he had 28. He had 28 touchdowns and no picks last year.
Yeah,
so that really
no picks.
It's crazy. I mean, he's going to be a top 5 pick. I think a top 10 pick. So I really hope we're not in the top 5 again like we were last year.
I hope not either.
We'll see. The Philly Talk podcast. What's up, man? Shout out to him. He's a Philly sports fan. So unfortunately, he likes the Eagles. He likes the Sixers. He has a great channel. You guys make sure he check him out. He said, "What up, bro? Looking to talk football throughout the year with AGG was my guy." Yeah, I know you guys wanted Antonio Gandy-Golden. He was the steal of the draft, in my opinion, 4th round pick. I actually did a video. You guys got John Hightower. He's from Maryland, the wide receiver, and you guys got Adrian Killins in the as an undrafted free agent. So I did a video on John Hightower, the receiver. You guys got he's really good. You guys, I think you got him in the 5th or 6th round. That guy's really good. So Team 24 Mama said 42 total touchdowns, no hits. He was legit. What's his name? Trey Lance is really, really good. I'm just hoping that we're not high enough to pick him. I don't want to. I'm not going to give up on Dwayne Haskins. So a lot of people are talking about tank for Trevor Lawrence and whatnot and things like that. We're not going to get into that right now. So right now we're going to get into the schedule and go over our picks. I'll let let's see who should go first. But I think you guys already saw what I think is going to happen. But yeah, we'll let you go first, man, and then we'll go game by game. So right here is the Eagles game, and then you can tell me your thoughts on what you think is going to happen in game 1 against the Eagles at home.
So before I get to my prediction for that game, I think where I want to start off, because you guys are probably going to think after I've told you my record that this kid needs to check up or he's like insane, like there's something wrong with this kid. But I'm telling you, I'll start off with the offense. Dwayne Haskins, he is more focused this year. Last year, I think he had a lot of people around him saying that, I don't know. There was a lot of people in his head. He didn't really, no one, like Stan Snyder wanted Dwayne Haskins, but the coaching organization, Jay Gruden, he didn't want him. He was trying to fight for his job. But he just had a lot of kind of not hate, but just a lot of adversity. He was trying to understand the system. He had a great year at Ohio State, so he probably came in a little cocky. He had a chip on his shoulder, and I actually thought that was going to help him in the league, but he had his first chance against the Giants. He threw like 3-5 picks. So that wasn't a really good start. But this year, I think he's a lot more focused. He was talking to JP Finley the other day, and they had an interview about this coming up year, and he's saying that, man, I'm ready. He's just itching. He used the word itching to get back into this year. He's a lot more focused. This past 2 years not 2 years, excuse me, 2 games against the Giants and Eagles. He was a lot better he was a lot better of a player. He was throwing more accurate passes. He was reading the defense a lot better. But yeah, Dwayne Haskins has so much potential, and I think he's just going to get better and better. If he can play like those last 2 games, I think he's got great stuff ahead of him. Our offense, I'm really excited about the running back core. Hopefully Darius Geis doesn't get injured. I'm really excited about Antonio Gibson. They're saying he's like another Christian McCaffrey, so that'll be helpful. Of course, Adrian Peterson, phenomenal. If they cut him, I'll be pissed off. I don't want them to do that. Like cut Peyton Barber or something. J.D. McKissick, he'll be all right. Then our wide receiver core. I think a lot of people are looking down a little bit on Steven Sims. That guy can play some football. He has some really good cuts. He's quick. He kind of reminds me of a younger Deshaun Jackson, but better route running. And then of course we got our defensive line, Chase Young, all the other guys. But yeah, I'll get to the point. That was just a little bit of a rant. But yeah, I think we're gonna beat the Eagles week 1. I know we haven't had I think we were 0-6 in the NFC East last year. We won a division game, unfortunately, but I think we're gonna beat the Eagles because first off, we never know what's gonna happen with Carson Wentz. He doesn't really have. He's a good guy. I have total respect for him, but you never know what's gonna happen with his knee and his injury problems. And I also think that their wide receivers they lost Nelson Aguilar, but he really wasn't helping. He was always dropping the ball like that guy in that interview. He was like, I forgot. It was this interview. It was like in a news interview or something. There was this kid like, yeah, he's gonna drop this thing like Nelson Aguilar. It's like a meme or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Their defense they're mediocre. There's nothing special about them. They're only gonna target Zach Ertz, so I think they're gonna get that W for week 1.
Okay. Do you have a score prediction or a stats prediction for week 1? Anything like that?
I would say, I think Haskins is going to come out strong. I think he'll have about 200 something yards, maybe 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns max. I think Chase Young will maybe get like 2 sacks. I know that's a lot for one game, but he's going to come out hungry. He's not trying to prove doubters. He just wants to come and prove that what people are saying is, because he has a lot of hype, so he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and I think he's going to prove us right, and he's going to be our Lawrence Taylor, our Art Monk, not same position, our Darrell Green. But I'm really excited. It's going to be. I'm really excited. I think our defense will step up. I'm a little worried about the secondary. That's the one big thing I'm worried about this year because we don't really know Sean Davis, Landon Collins. Hopefully he'll get a little bit better. Our corner we have a lot of people, but we just don't. Darby, he's good, but he's injury prone. Jimmy Moreland, he's good, but he's raw. The only guy is Kendall Fuller. He's the only established player, so we'll see.
Right. Shout out to my man Alexander Wilson with the donation. He said Vegas has the Skins with the second worst odds in the league. Your thoughts? Also, with an abbreviated training camp, does Kyle Allen get the nod? So I'll go first on that one, and then Andrew, I'll let you say have your take on that question. So they have us the second worst, like you said. I mean, I think the Bengals are worse than us. I think the Jaguars are worse than us. I honestly think the Giants are worse than us. But they're just basing off last year, 3-13. I don't agree with us having the second worst odds, but I can see why the national media is doing that because we have a young quarterback. You know, we have running backs that can't stay healthy with Darius Geis. We have young receivers. Terry McLaurin's a beast. But the other guys, none of the other guys are proven. And, you have a question mark at left tackle and things like that. So our offense didn't really 100%. I think Redskins fans know that our offense got better, but the national media doesn't believe that our offense got better. So I can see why. And then the second question from Alex, the abbreviated training camp, that is going to be tough. But I think Haskins will start. From what I'm hearing from Ron Rivera, Haskins done really well in the virtual meetings with the playbook, learning the playbook. And Ron Rivera has a lot of trust in Haskins. That's what I like a lot. And if you watch the Dwayne Haskins interview with JP Finlay that just came out on YouTube, if you haven't seen that one, make sure you guys watch it. He's lost weight. He looks, if you watch his Instagram videos and things like that, he looks, more fluid and shiftier. Like he can move around a little bit better in the pocket. So I'm liking what I'm hearing from Dwayne Haskins. I'm liking the offseason that he's having. So I think if I had to put money down, I think he's going to beat out Kyle Allen. But like I said, Kyle Allen knows the playbook, so that's the advantage that he has. But I got a Haskins winning the job. So what you think, Andrew?
No, I think Dwayne Haskins is going to win the job. I know people were a little bit scared when they said if the season, like let's say there's 2 weeks and they're like, oh, we're going to start the season after 2 weeks, that Kyle Allen will get the job. But I think Dwayne's proven himself through these virtual, not practices, but meetings. I don't know. I know Coach Rivera is probably not looking at his Instagram all the time because he's probably telling him to get off social media.
Right.
But and all those coaches, but he's looking like like I said, towards the end of the season, he was throwing the ball more accurate, making better decisions, and just getting more experience. And I think if Ron Rivera starts Kyle Allen, I think that'll hurt his stigma a little bit. I think he'll lose a little bit of certainty about himself. I think you just got to put in Dwayne Haskins. Kyle Allen's there to help him, I think, in my opinion. He's not there to play. Like maybe if Dwayne Haskins gets injured or something, because he had like a little bit of an ankle issue last year. But I think Dwayne Haskins gets the job. Kyle Allen's good, but he's not better than Dwayne Haskins in potential-wise. I hope there's not an abbreviated training camp, but whatever happens, happens. And I also don't agree that we have the second worst odds. I think we're going to be a really good football team this year. People are probably going to think I'm insane, like I said, but I just see a lot of raw talent that's gonna go big. I think like before when I thought that the Redskins weren't going to have won a Super Bowl maybe until I'm 20 years old. Maybe they're not win until maybe I'm like 40. But I think 10 years, I think we'll get a Super Bowl finally. We got a lot of good. Dwayne Haskins is looking great. Terry McLaurin, Steven Sims. We got a good squad. Our defense is building up. But we'll see.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, a funny thing, Jacob said that he said you look like Jay Gruden.
I look like Jay Gruden?
I don't think you do. Well, I can see the similarity, but I don't think you do, though. But that's a funny comparison. But ProTech Sports, and shout out to the channel member. Shout out to Brian Harding. He's a channel member. You guys see that cool Chase Young emoji right there. You can sign up and become a channel member. I'll put the link in the chat here real quick. But those are the cool emojis you can get by your name. Oscar Josue Mentel. Shout out to him. Shout out to my man Chris Hunter. He joined the membership. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys hit the link and sign up for the membership. It's pretty cool. So people are agreeing. They're saying you look like Jay Gruden. But so what was your final score for that Eagles game?
I would say we win 21-14.
2014. That's realistic. And it's super early. I mean, it's May, and the game's not until September 13th. So we got a long ways to go. So now we're going to the Cardinals game. Give me your thoughts. We're 1-0. We're undefeated.
1-0, baby.
So we're going all the way to Arizona. 4:00 game, Fox. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Who wins?
So I actually think they lose that game.
Okay.
I know some people are saying that we're going to win that game, but I think Kyler Murray is just going to get better and better. He's a phenomenal quarterback. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's gotten a lot more talent. I still don't understand Bill O'Brien. That man needs some more evaluation. I don't know why he gave that's funny, Pedro. 20-year-old Jay Gruden.
Shout out to Pedro Smith. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys. Shout out
Pedro. No, but yeah, I think. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, you're saying.
No, we were talking about Kyler Murray. Sorry. Kyler Murray is a great quarterback. They just added DeAndre Hopkins. They got Christian Kirk. They just added Isaiah Simmons. I think that was a steal. The 8th pick. Their defense is. They got. I think they still have Terrell Suggs. Oh wait, no, Terrell Suggs is on the Chiefs. Never mind.
Yeah, he's on the Chiefs.
Yeah, he's on the Chiefs. That's right. He just won a Super Bowl. But their defense is okay. But I just think at the end we're gonna coming off that win. I think a little bit of the steam's gonna come out and show a little bit of our not faults, but kind of like their weaknesses in a little bit. They might come out a little cocky, like, oh, we just got that ego. Everything's we got everything controlled. But then West Coast, I think Kyler Murray will go around their secondary, running all over the place and get to our secondary. So yeah, I think we lose that game. We'll probably lose, I think, by 2 touchdowns, maybe like 28-14.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I got us losing that one as well because you're going to the West Coast. They got Larry Fitzgerald. They got
Larry Fitzgerald.
D-Hop. They got the guy Christian Kirk. Their offensive line is really questionable, so that's where I think we can beat them with our defensive line. But they got what's his name, Kenyon Drake, like you said, Isaiah Simmons. So that's a good analysis. It's gonna be a tough game. And historically, we've been pretty good against the Cardinals. We beat them last time in Arizona with Alex Smith. So, I think it should be a close game. So, next game is Week 3 at the Cleveland Browns, the Doodoo Browns. So we're 1-1.
Man. Those Browns, they remind me of like another Dallas. They're so as Stephen A. Smith, they think they're so good. They might be as people, but as a football team, 2 years ago they were 0-16. Like they got to hold their horses for a little bit. They were only like 6-10 last year, and a big issue was their offensive line. And they added Jedrick Wills, which is a great addition, but one player doesn't fix your whole situation. So there's still going to be Baker Mayfield. He had a great college career, a good first year, but because he made the Browns into a better organization, going from 0 wins to like they had like 7 wins last year, I think.
Yeah.
But like Stephen A. Smith, he has more commercials than like touchdowns or wins. So he needs to get his stuff together. I think he's a little into himself, a little too much into himself. But we'll see.
Right.
I think we win that game. Sorry. Yeah, I think we win that game against the Cleveland Browns. Okay. I think, as I said, all the offense, defense that we have on the Skins, I think we'll just overall just do better than them. I think their offensive line can't overtake our defensive line. It's too hard to beat out. Having Matt Ioannidis, Chase Young, all those players, Kerrigan, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, just coming at him. He's just going to have too much pressure, and that's going to lose him the football game, I think.
Okay, so yeah, so you got us beating the Browns, so we're 2-1.
2-1.
William said, "I thought I saw Jay Gruden's ghost for a second."
I want to remember this, man. Okay, I met his son at Redskins training camp. I went to there was like a Redskins party after their last training camp practice, and there was Gary Clark was there. He former JMU alum, wide receiver, and his son was over there. And I went up to him. I was like, "Yo, are you Jay Gruden's son?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yo, got to take a picture." So I have a picture with Jay Gruden's son. He's a pretty cool dude. He's pretty chill.
Yeah.
He's about my age, like 22.
Yeah. Jay Gruden, well, we know Jay Gruden liked to party a lot, so I'm not surprised that he was at a party. I don't know if you saw the video before he got fired, that video where he was at the club outside and whatnot. But, Jay Gruden, he's an interesting guy.
I'm happy he's not our coach. That's all.
Yeah, I'm happy too, man. I'm happy too. When he did that healthy scratch with AP, Adrian Peterson, I was like, yeah, this guy's got to go. He's got to go. So Week 4 is an interesting game. October 4th at 1:00 at FedEx Field. This one's on CBS against the Ravens. Give me your thoughts. So right now we're 2-1 with Andrew's picks. So give me your thoughts about this battle of the Beltway game.
All right. So before you guys put in the comments that this put me off the stream, I got us winning this game. You're probably like, whoa.
Okay.
I got us winning this game. So the past couple of times we've been beating the Ravens. And we've been winning that DMV Bowl, that Beltway Bowl. But the biggest thing that I think they're gonna come out of this is that Chase Young wants that W. He said in an interview, they asked him, "Who do you want to sack the most?" And he was like, "Lamar Jackson." When he wants to do something, he's gonna do it. He's not gonna let anyone stop him. He's not perfect. He's not. No one's perfect, but he's gonna be motivated. He's gonna motivate the team to play extra special for him, and also he's gonna play extra special, I think. So he's gonna go to Lamar Jackson. I also think people are figuring out the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think they're gonna have as good of a season. Like the Titans, they figured them out. They figured out the read options Lamar was doing. That's why they lost the game. Their defense is okay. They can be good, but it just depends on how the offense is doing and the field positioning.
Right.
I also think Dwayne Haskins wants to prove something. Just keep proving how he's a great quarterback. Of course, our offense will help our running backs. He wants to show out to his PG County people in Prince George's County. So I think we're going to get that win. But yeah, I think we're gonna get that win. That's all I'll say.
Okay. So we're 3-1. So if you had to get a score on that one, I know it's early, but what would the score be on that one?
So I'd say let's make it 14-7. I think our defense is gonna we're not gonna score a lot of points because I think through the beginning of the season we might be playing good offense, but not scoring a lot, just putting up numbers, and that doesn't really matter. But we'll be getting the wins.
Right.
But I think our defense is gonna stop Lamar Jackson, but I think their defense is going to come back, but we'll just get the advantage just above them by 7 and win the game.
Yeah. I mean, I like our chances. Everybody's counting us out. Everybody thinks we're going to get blown out by the Ravens. I don't have us winning this game, but I really think we have a chance because, like you said, I think people are going to figure out Lamar Jackson just like the Titans game. I think he's going to get figured out. And they really win their games. Like the Ravens don't play behind. If you can actually get a lead on the Ravens, I haven't really seen the Ravens come from behind. And when they were down against the Titans, then it was a done deal. So people are going to figure out Lamar Jackson. Like you said, their defense is okay. They don't really have a good pass rush. Marcus Peters is their best corner. He's a gambler. Earl Thomas, he got bullied by Derrick Henry. So you can run the ball on the Ravens. And Earl Thomas, who knows? I don't think he's going to get suspended, but who knows? He might. So, and they still didn't really get a receiver to help out Lamar Jackson. Hollywood Brown is always injured. They have a good tight end, but yeah, the Ravens. I think I got the Ravens being like 10-6 this year. I don't think they're going to be 12-4 or 14-2 like they were last year. So yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't think we're going to win that one. So we're 3-1, right? We're
3-1. I think so. Okay. After got my notes over here.
Yeah, we're 3-1. Okay. So how do you feel about this Rams game?
So 3-game winning streak, baby. We got a 4-1 now. I think we're going to beat the Rams. I don't believe in Jared Goff. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I know they just made it to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but they lost Brandon Cooks. They lost Todd Gurley. I know he wasn't really helping with all his injuries, but their defense was not as dominant as it was a couple years ago. Aaron Donald, I think they were double teaming him, triple teaming him because he's a dominant force no matter what. Their secondary is pretty young, I think. But I think we're just gonna, with what I know I keep saying this, but just with what we have in our offense and our defense, I think we're actually gonna beat the Ravens. I'm not the Ravens. Well, yes, the Ravens, but also the Rams. I know is it at home or it's at home. But yeah, we'll see. I think I don't trust in Goff. I don't think he has that power. Like a player's good, or has that talent. Like you see it with your own eyes. If they have that spark. And I just don't see that spark in Jared Goff. I think he's a system quarterback, and he did well because Sean McVay helped him out. And that's why I'm kind of pissed that we don't have him because he was in our lap, but Dan Snyder didn't keep him. So what can we do?
But Raekwon. No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think we win that game.
Okay. So we're 4-1 now. 4-1.
4-1.
Raekwon said they have big man Calais. I did forget about Calais Campbell. He is old, but he is still pretty good. He was injury prone last year. I think he only played like 5 games or something like that last year, if I'm not mistaken. But Calais Campbell is a beast. Chris Hunter says 4-1, 27-23 prediction against the Rams. I think we beat the Rams as well. I really do. Shout out to Sports Talk, man. He's a great Redskins YouTuber. Make sure you guys check out his channel as well.
Yes, sir.
So the next game we'll move on here. The Giants, Week 6. Redskins, of course, Dwayne Haskins versus Danny Fumbles. That will be a big storyline right there. So we get another matchup with hopefully Dwayne can redeem himself in New York. So what's your prediction for that game?
So I had them winning 3. I don't think they're going to win 4 in a row. That just nothing good happens ever in DC. I don't think we're cursed anymore because the Caps, of course, won in the Nationals, but I think a 3-game winning streak's not gonna go on. I think we're gonna lose to the Giants. I think we're gonna come off this 3-game win streak, and be like, man, we're on the top of the world. We got everything situated. Our offense is working. Our defense is working. We got everything situated, and I think the Giants are gonna take them by surprise. Saquon Barkley is always a beast against us. It's a way. I don't know if that'll really impact it since there might not be fans. I hope there can be fans, but we just don't know yet. But yeah, I think we lose that game.
Franklin Walker said, hey, can you ask your guest about Riley Stapleton and he was drafted and where I think he would be a good tight end?
Yeah, I think Riley Stapleton, actually, let me look that up. I think he got let's see. So he was unsigned pick, like kind of like Steven Sims.
Right, undrafted free agent.
Right. Stapleton. Let's see.
But the Giants game, that's gonna be a close one. I hate to say it. I think we're gonna split with the Giants. I think we'll lose in New York and then win at home against the Giants. I think both games are gonna be relatively close. But I think we split with the Giants. I think we split with everybody in the NFC East. I think we're going to beat the Cowboys once. We're going to beat the Eagles in the first game. We're going to beat the Giants, Cowboys. We're going to be three. Reggie Red, shout out to Reggie Red. We're going to be 3-3 in the division. That's what I have us going in the division. William Blacklash. If Reuben Foster is healthy, he will be the piece to stop Saquon Barkley. I think so too. I think Reuben Foster's fast enough. He's quick enough. I was watching some Reuben Foster highlights the other day when he was at Alabama, and this guy was like hit sticking everybody. Everything was just a hard hit. Nothing was a regular hit. So the next game here is the Cowgirls. The hated Dallas. What can go wrong will go wrong.
Yes, sir.
An accident waiting to happen Sunday. So what's your prediction for this game?
Actually, I just saw the Texans picked up Riley Stapleton. He was a great player. He was a really good red zone player. He got a lot of touchdowns. But yeah, it was Riley Stapleton, John Daka. I just saw that. What's his name? He went to the Cowboys. I'm forgetting his name. It's one of our defensive ends. Rondell Carter. He was a great. I think he had a good amount of sacks last year. He was a great defensive end for JMU, and he's on the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately. But yeah, going to the Cowboys, I think we. So now we're after the loss to the Giants, we're 4-2. But I think we beat the Cowboys first game coming in. I think we don't. We have our troubles with all the NFC East teams, but I think we have the biggest one with the Cowboys, and I think we want to prove something against the Cowboys. We're at home. There's all that drama. There will probably still be the drama with Dak Prescott. I know they just signed Andy Dalton. They have Ben DiNucci now. They let go Cooper Rush. But we'll see. I don't believe in Dak Prescott personally. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I know that he has a good winning percentage. I know that he puts up big stats. But when it comes in like the time you need to win and go on, he just doesn't have that extra step. I think he needs to I don't know how I'll improve that. Like, of course, he can just keep putting out stats, doing wins, but like when it means the most, he just doesn't get it done. That might be an effect because of the defense or his weapons, but I don't personally think it is because he's got Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, all those players. But yeah, I think we're going to beat the Cowboys to prove to them that we're not going to get stomped by them anymore. So
right. Yeah, I think so too. Dak. I mean, they have a talented offense. You know, like you said, they got CeeDee Lamb, they got Zeke, they got Michael Gallup, they have Amari Cooper. You know, the guy that Ron Rivera wanted to overpay and bring him to DC for $23 million a year. So the big question mark is their defense. They lost Byron Jones, they lost Robert Quinn. Exactly. They have Clint Dix, who was terrible for the Redskins. So I'm pretty happy they signed Clint Dix. Because he couldn't tackle. He was just terrible in coverage. He took terrible angles. And when he got here, that's when we started to go downhill. So I'm happy they got Clint Dix. They got two rookies, Trayvon Diggs, and somebody was commenting and was like, oh my gosh, I got Aldon Smith. And Aldon Smith hasn't played in years. He's been suspended for like the last 2 to 3 years. So I'm so scared they got Aldon Smith. So they still have DeMarcus Lawrence, who's pretty good. And they got Jalen Smith, but you know, I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I mean, Dak isn't bad. He's getting the Kirk Cousins treatment right now. So I think we'll split with the Cowboys. I think we will beat the Cowboys at home, and then we'll lose on Thanksgiving. So I like our chances against. I think Terry McLaurin should have a good game against Dallas. I think and Steven Sims should have a good game. I think we should be able to run the football in Dallas as well. So I'm looking forward to the Dallas game at home, definitely. So week 8 we have a bye. How do you feel about the bye this year?
I'm excited because a couple years ago we had like a week 4 bye, or was that last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember.
I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because a lot of people say it's too early or it's too late. This is right in the middle. You really can't complain about it being in the middle, in my opinion. But I think I'm happy about a week 8 bye. It gets them some rest and to get ready for the next half of the season, which is a little rough. So we'll get to that.
Right. Yeah, I agree, man. I'm happy we got the bye in week 8 right in the middle so they can rest up and get ready. It's not too early, you know, so it won't be too much of a grind for the rest of the season. So we play the Giants at home. How do you feel about this one?
So, yeah, I believe that we're going to split with the Giants. I think we're going to beat the Giants at home. Dwayne Haskins definitely wants to prove that he's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. No, but yeah, I think we're going to get that win. I think we're just going to split with them. come off the bye, rested, well rested.
Mhm.
Dwayne Haskins proving that New York should have taken him. We're just gonna, as I said, all our defensive assets, offensive assets are just gonna come back and get that win that they slipped out of their hands in the first time we played them.
Right. Yeah. I think we'll end up beating them. So right now we are 6-3. I think you got
I have
the
them
Redskins
6 2.
6-3. 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Andrew has the Redskins at 6-2 right now. Um, and no, he does not need to be drug tested. He's a
I know.
confident.
Yep. I don't have to be drug tested.
He
I
is
know.
a confident, bullish
Bullish.
Redskins fan, and I
Mitch
love it.
Tischler.
I love it. Right? Yeah, just like Miss. I love it. I love it. He's not like Jay Gruden. He's not smoking the funny stuff outside the club. He's not like Jay Gruden. He's a bullish, confident Redskins fan, and I love it. So at the Lions, how do you feel about this one?
Oh, we're gonna beat the Lions.
Okay.
I know there's some people saying, "Oh, they got Matthew Stafford back." It's the Lions. I'm not scared of the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford, he's a good quarterback. He puts up big numbers, but there's nothing special about the Lions. They got Darius Slay, but once again, one player doesn't change their whole defense. Our defense sucked. Dwayne Haskins still wasn't really. He was still getting better and better.
Oh yeah, Darius Slay, he's on the Eagles now, so they don't even have him.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Darius Slay. I'm sorry, I meant to say
Jeffrey Okudah.
Jeffrey Okudah, right?
Yeah, Ohio State guy.
Okudah, right, Jeffrey Okudah. He doesn't change their game in my opinion. Like he's going to be a great corner, but the rest of their defense, they just lost. I think he went by Snack Harrison. I think they cut him or something, and he was pretty good for the New York Giants. But yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to beat the Giants. I mean the Lions. But yeah, I think we're going to beat the Lions. I'm not scared of them. I think our offense and defense is going to overpower them.
Right, 6-2. And the Redskins are 6-2. I mean, it's going to be crazy. I mean, because they have us being a bottom 5 team. If a bottom 5 team like us is 6-2, I mean, I know the national media would probably still hate on the Redskins.
Yeah,
and they'd probably be like, "What can go wrong will go wrong." But us being 6-2, that would be crazy. That would be bonkers. Like nobody would have thought. Nobody would have thought. Ready Red is a Cowboys fan. I see you. I see you, man. I see you in there. I see you in there hating on the Skins. I see you. So Bengals, what you think about this Bengals game? So now Andrew has the Redskins at 6-2 after beating the Lions.
Oh, 7-2 now.
So, I'm sorry about Andrew has the Redskins at 7-2.
Yeah.
Beating the Lions in Detroit. Now we play the Bengals at home on CBS at 1:00.
So unfortunately, I think we're going to lose to the Bengals. I know a lot of people are saying that we're going to cook the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Joe Burrow is going to want to prove something to Dwayne Haskins. He's gotten pushed around in college football, and he finally got his spot in LSU. And he probably had one of the best college football seasons in college football history. And I think he's going to come out and want to prove the NFL, prove Dwayne Haskins, you took my spot, we bowed for it, and you won over me, so I'm going to show you. And he's going to get his teammates to be more motivated for that game. Like, you should be motivated for every game, but he's just going to give them the extra spark. Joe Mixon, AJ Green, if he can still play at that time, because he's usually injured by that time. But I think that's Joe Burrow's game, and they're just going to do something that overtakes the Redskins. So that makes us now 7-3.
Right. Okay. So you guys lose to the Bengals. I think you're probably the only person that thinks you're going to lose to the Bengals. I think we're going to beat the Bengals. I think we're going to take care of the Bengals. I think that will be a big game for Chase Young.
Right.
Tap King, shout out to him. Rich times NGL said, "Why do you say Bungles?" Because I have no respect for the Bengals or Bungles. I have no respect for them at all. Haskins versus Burrow. That's going to be a good battle there. That's a good storyline. 2 Ohio State guys. Both played under Urban Meyer. Chase Young, another Ohio State guy. Terry McLaurin, Ohio State guy. So a lot of Ohio State alumni. Let's see who else is in the chat. Single player FPS, HTTR from Texas. Shout out to you, man, down in Texas, repping the Skins. Make sure you rub it in all Cowboys fans' face down in Texas. Ready Red, I see you again. Who else here? Dylan Smith, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Who else is in the chat? Jordan like the GOAT. Tap King 13 says Skins over Bengals 24-14. I agree. Johnny Vargas said Chase will eat. And Jordan like the GOAT said you don't go from 3-13 to 6-2. It's possible. I mean, like you saw the Niners were really bad last year.
That's true.
So who knows? I mean, there's always teams that are trash one year, and then the next thing you know, they get better the next year. So there's always teams that go from trash or rags to riches in 1 year. So we'll get to the next game here at the Cowgirls on Thanksgiving at 11 on November 26th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanksgiving, you're eating your turkey, your mac and cheese, and all that, your ham and all that good stuff. So we don't do historically well on Thanksgiving at the Cowboys. They kind of set us up here, I think. But this is the only game that that is going to be nationally televised. We can't even say this game is on primetime because we have 0 primetime games. We don't have a Monday night football game. We don't have a Sunday night football game. We don't have a Thursday night football game. We don't have a Saturday game on NFL Network towards the end of the year. This is the only game that we really have that is going to be nationally televised. So give me your thoughts on this one.
I'm actually I'm actually happy that we're not getting nationally televised games. They can sleep on us, but I think we're going to prove them wrong. I think they're not really paying attention. They didn't really care about the Redskins-Eagles game and Redskins-Giants game. Like, of course, it was on Fox last year, but it's not really important to them. They weren't looking at how Dwayne Haskins, like Redskins YouTubers like us, or NBC Sports Washington or John Keim, he saw that their team was getting better, that they were making better plays, they were producing more on the floor, or not on the floor, that's basketball, on the field. But yeah, so for this one, unfortunately, we never do well in primetime. Whenever we get the chance to be on primetime, we just stink it up. So I think we're going to lose to the Cowboys primetime. The last time we won was like in 2015 with Kirk. And I think Ryan Kerrigan had some, what's it called? Like a piece of turkey, and was talking to a reporter. And then before that was the 2012 game, which is really hype. I remember watching that. It's 12 years old. Very excited. But yeah, I think we're going to lose this game. I think we're going to split. I think I'll get to the Eagles, but I think for the Giants and the Cowboys, we're going to split with them.
Right. I agree with you. I think we're going to split with every team in the division, honestly. So Alexander Wilson said, "Thank you for the donation, Alexander. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that." He said, "Are y'all forgetting how bad the secondary is?" I'll answer the question first, and then you can go after me. Yeah, I mean, Darby's questionable. He's injury prone. We've been over this multiple times with the Eagles. He got burned up. He got burnt like toast, burnt up crisp, almost burnt as bad as Josh Norman. That's how bad Darby was last year with the Eagles. The whole Eagles secondary was terrible. So that might have just been coaching, And then Fabian Moreau is injury prone as well. He missed 5-6 games last year, 3 or 4, multiple games last year, maybe even more than that. And he played. He's not a slot corner. Fabian's more of an outside guy, and he started to play really well towards the end of the year. So I like Fabian a lot, but can he stay healthy? Jimmy Moreland is young. He's a question mark. I like Jimmy, but he's still young. Right. And Kendall Fuller's our best corner, but he's really best at the slot. And there's a lot of guys we're going to playing against this year that are good on outside, like Amari Cooper, Gallup. We play the Browns with Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. So there's some good receivers that we're going to be playing. And then you got the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald. So, but, we are going to be relying heavily on our pass rush. We got Chase Young, Montez Sweat, the Bama Boys, Matt Ioannidis, Deron Payne, Tim Settle, Kerrigan. I mean, the list goes on and on. I feel like I'm naming names for like 10 years because our defensive line is so stacked. It has so much depth. I'm probably forgetting somebody. That's how good our offensive line is. And then you have Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera, two defensive-minded coaches. And Jack Del Rio really is a head coach, honestly. Could be a head coach. So that's I guess, if it were up to me, I feel like, we probably might have gone after Logan Ryan, in my opinion. He was available. I don't know how much money he was asking for, but I think we do need another corner. I think our secondary is a big question mark. Sean Davis is a question mark. Landon Collins is not very good in coverage. So our secondary is very questionable. So, but yeah, you can take it from there, Andrew.
So, no, I understand the secondary that's the biggest thing that I'm worried about. I think, our corners are young, they're raw, except for Kendall Fuller, but like how Ed said that he's more in the slot, but we'll see. But the thing that makes me happy is that Greg Minuski, happy, man, that he's gone. He was some trash. He didn't know what he was doing. I think the players were coaching, telling the other players what to do. He was just standing there, putting his hands on his glasses and looking at his playbook. he was just his head was up in the air. But yeah, I think our secondary is not gonna be that good. But what is good is Jack Del Rio. He's gonna do a 4-3 defense, and I think that was a big issue that we didn't have last year, and that we should have done. Get more pressure to the quarterback. If we get pressure to the quarterback, there's really nothing you can do, like short passes. What are they called? I'm
Screen
forgetting the name.
passes, dump
Screen
off.
pass, yeah,
Yeah,
dump pass,
screen
stuff like
passes.
that. But yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be a big issue, but I think our defensive line is going to take hold of the issues and beat it out. Like, of course, we're not going to win all the games, and our defense is not going to be perfect. We're probably going to get burnt a lot, many games. But I think our defensive line is going to have the upper hand in protecting our secondary and keeping them more protected and being better defenders. Because usually when the defensive line is doing well, our secondary, like maybe they might not be as good, but they have more time to see to get their coverage down.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, you look at the Niners. You know, I'm not going to keep comparing us to the 49ers versus everybody. That's what everybody's doing because of Nick Bosa and the Ohio State connection with Chase Young. You know, you look at Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman's not the best, cover corner right now. He's slow. He's old. He's out of his prime. And Richard Sherman got exposed in the Super Bowl by Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill. But, the reason why they got to the Super Bowl is because of that defensive line. Richard Sherman didn't have to do too much. And I feel like hopefully Ronald Darby won't have to do much one-on-one. Fabian won't have to do too much like that. Our defensive line will just get there and make Danny fumbles uncomfortable, make Dak Prescott fumble the ball or hit Carson Wentz. We know Carson Wentz is very fragile. So if we can just get to Carson, I feel like we can definitely win that game. So Week 13 is against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh, 1 p.m. on Fox. What are your thoughts on that one?
So this is when it hasn't started yet. That's when people think that death row starts, and when we're just gonna get beat up. But I actually think we're gonna beat the Steelers. I know people are like, I'm not even listening to this kid anymore. But hear me out. So I think it's been too long since the Skins have beaten the Steelers. It's either Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown. Like I was I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Redskins Talk podcast. They were talking about the predictions. Or it might have been Louis too. I can't remember, but they were saying we haven't beaten the Steelers since like the 90s, I think, or maybe early 2000s. And it sucks, but I'm telling you, I think this team is going to be different this year. I think we want to prove the Steelers wrong. I personally don't think they're a great team. People say they're a good team because they have that name. Like the Patriots aren't going to be as good, but still they're going to be on prime time because they're the Patriots. They have a legacy. Right. The Steelers have a legacy, but they got Ben Roethlisberger. He's coming off an injury. We don't know what he's going to be doing. Juju Smith-Schuster is really their only good wide receiver. James Conner had a down year last year. Their defense, they have TJ Watt. They have what's the other guy? I'm forgetting the other guy's name, but their defense is just average. Their team isn't stacked. So I think we're going to take the upper hand in that game. It's at the Steelers Stadium. So if there's fans, it's going to be a loud team.
Right.
I mean, a loud fan base, but I think we're going to get the win. So making us with a 8-4 record.
8-4. Chris Hunter agrees. Chris Hunter. Shout out to Chris Hunter. He's a member of the channel. He has that cool Chase Young badge emoji right there. Chris Hunter, he agrees with you. He thinks we're going to be 8-4, and he thinks we're going to beat the Steelers 28-20. I have us losing that one. A lot of people, Juan doesn't think Big Ben's going to be available in that game. Big Ben was injured, and Big Ben is getting old, man. He's out of his prime. He is getting old and injury prone. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won that game, but the Steelers, man, they eat with terrible Duck Hodges and terrible Mason Rudolph. They almost made the playoffs, so I really can't underestimate the Steelers. They're well coached with Mike Tomlin. They have a good culture. They have TJ Watt, like you said. They have a good defensive line. They have Minka Fitzpatrick. Joe Hayden is still pretty good.
Right.
So,
oh my gosh.
I think we're gonna lose that one. Andrew, did you say we were gonna win that one or lose that one?
Win that one.
We're gonna win. Okay, because 301 Twan. Shout out to 301 Twan. He said we're gonna lose 28-20. Are you talking about what Chris Hunter said? I think Chris Hunter said we're gonna lose. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris Hunter said we're gonna lose. Okay. I think we're gonna lose that one too. I think it's gonna be close though. I think we're gonna lose though. In Pittsburgh, fans or no fans, I think we're gonna lose that one. So, but what's the record count now that you have for us?
8-4.
8-4. Okay, 8-4. So now we're at San Fran. A lot of bad blood in that game. A lot of bad blood. That Niners, it could become, if we win that one, it could become a rivalry. Us versus Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, he hates Dan Snyder. He hated Bruce. Everybody hated Bruce Allen. But Kyle Shanahan's probably not a big fan of Dan Snyder, and you know how we all feel about Trent Williams. You know how we all feel about that. So,
Right.
give me your thoughts on the Niners game.
Yeah, we're gonna lose. I don't think we're gonna win. They were just in the Super Bowl. They have a stacked offense.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is a good team. I just think he's good because he has the people. He has a good offensive line. He has the weapons around him. Good running backs. Like a majority of their game was the running game. That's what pushed their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is really good. But it's at San Francisco. I know we're going to want to try to prove them. It might be a tight game, but I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to win at the end because they're better than us. They're just a better overall team.
Right. Okay. So now we're 8-5, right?
8-5.
Andrew's got us at 8-5 right now. OKG 2007 Redskins wins 39-20. That's very confident there. I'm loving the confidence. I love it. I love the confidence. I have us losing that one at San Fran. That's going to be a tough one to win on the road at 4:25 p.m. They're a good team. They're a well-coached team. They got a good running back room with I want to say I think Matt Breida is still on the team if I'm not mistaken. They got Deebo Samuel. They got George Kittle. We were terrible against tight ends last year. Jimmy G is not reliable at all. Very inconsistent. And then Trent Williams, Chase Young versus Trent Williams, Montez Sweat versus Trent Williams. I can't wait to see that matchup. And they got Nick Bosa and the other defensive lineman. So they're just a good team. They are a good team. I think they will have a Super Bowl slump, but I just think they're
like the Rams.
Yeah, like the Rams. Somewhat the Panthers had a little bit of a slump after losing. So I think we're going to lose this one. Angel Rojas said Troy Apke instead of Sean Davis. I don't think he's going to start over. And 1,000. Yeah, I think I heard about Matt Breida getting traded to the Dolphins. I think you might be right about that. Somebody else had a comment. Kenny Man work ethic. Shout out to my man, Kenny Man. He said he likes the schedule so far, and he said 1,000 yards for Terry. He's going to burn it. I agree with you. All right, so next game here, we're week 15. The Seattle Seahawks at home, 1:00 on Fox. What do you think about this one?
That's another L. That's our first 2-game losing streak, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's Russell Wilson. He's on another level. Like I think I saw something on Twitter. He got 0 MVP votes. I just think that's disrespectful. He's a great quarterback. He's a rushing quarterback. He can throw the ball. His offensive weapons, they're all right, but well, of course he's got DK Metcalf and he's a rising star. I personally think Terry McLaurin's better than him and probably should have been drafted higher than him, but we just didn't really know Terry McLaurin. He was a low man on the totem pole in Ohio State. He was humble, team leader, and he just showed out in DC because we didn't really have a lot of talent, so he was the best guy out there. But yeah, I think we're going to lose that game. They have a good defense. They got a good offense, and it is at home, but we're going to lose that game, I think.
Right.
So making us now 8-6. 8-6.
8-6. So Andrew has us at 8-6, losing to the Seahawks. I got us losing that one too. I mean, Russell Wilson is just a beast. Like I said, DK Metcalf, Chris Carson. Chris Carson's a good running back. They might even have Marshawn Lynch back, Mr. Skittles man. That's your next question. And they got Tyler Lockett, and they still have a good defense. So the Seahawks are legit. They are with Russell Wilson. So what do you think about this Panthers game?
Oh, we're going to get that dub. I think we're going to win that for Ron. He was a great coach. I know we beat the Carolina Panthers, and I think that was the dagger in his coffin. But he's going to motivate his players. Like he says, oh, it's just another game. But he wants to win that. He wants to show them that they lost a great coach, a great culture-setting coach. I think we're just going to win that game. I think Teddy Bridgewater's a good quarterback, but he hasn't started in a long time. He's probably going to be their starting quarterback. But yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to beat the Carolina Panthers.
Okay. I agree with you too. I think they're gonna. Ron is gonna want this one. He wrongly got fired by the owner. The Panthers. Ron was a good coach. He was a great coach. He won Coach of the Year twice.
Right.
Went to a Super Bowl. Went to the playoffs multiple times with the Panthers. Won the division a couple times, and then he wrongly got fired because we beat him. Happy Thanksgiving. We had the upset victory in Carolina, so I think he wants his revenge against the Panthers. I think we win that one at home.
Yeah.
So James 6767 said Redskins win 28-20. I agree with him on that one. MLG Gautam's channel said, "Do you think the Panthers have a bright future?" I do not. I do not. I mean, they do have Christian McCaffrey. They got Robbie Anderson and Teddy Bridgewater, who's okay. They got DJ Moore and some other guys, but I just don't see their future being that bright with Teddy Bridgewater. To be honest with you, and yeah, I don't see them winning that game. Mr. Spade said Skins will win the Rivera Bowl in week 16. I like that. So what's the record again right now?
So now they're at 9-6.
9-6. Andrew has them at 9-6. Last game, I'm loving it. Week 17, last game at Philly, 1:00 on Fox.
So usually, like last year, we lost. It was a tight game. Actually, no, we played the Giants. The Eagles were the last game. Or isn't that right?
The Eagles. I can't remember. You're talking about the last game?
Yeah, the last game last year.
Yeah, they swept us last year.
So it was a tight game. There was back and forth. Dwayne was in the game, but then I think he went out. Case took over. He led them down the field, but then they got the upper hand. That's right. Josh Norman got burnt by Greg Ward Jr. Man, I'm so happy he's not on the team. He was like how you have Josh Doxson's trash with your trash can. He's trash. That man. I was so happy when they released him. He's on the Bills. I don't know what the Bills are doing. They're trying to build a culture. He just makes the culture worse. He's cocky. He thinks he's he called himself elite. That's BS. He is not elite. He's far from elite. He needs to just go back to dancing. Like I think he's a better dancer than a football player. But yeah, I think we get that win. I think we win that game. I know we usually like split with different with each team, but I think we're going to win that game because that game is going to. I know this sounds crazy, but I think that win is going to make us win the NFC East. The Washington Redskins are NFC East champions in 2020.
Okay.
So yep, 10-6 is our final record.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys don't unfollow me, but I think they're going to be 10-6.
Yeah, make sure you guys sub up his channel. I'm gonna put his link in the comments real quick. If I can put him in there.
I appreciate it, man.
But NFC East champs. I mean, like I said, I'm loving the confidence. I'm loving it. I love how confident you are in the team, and I love how bullish you are. I have us losing that game in Philly. I'm about to put his channel link in there.
Also, give a shout out to my man Colin Salig. He's a great dude. He's my friend from JMU. We're both rising juniors at James Madison University. That's my man, my brother. He's a cool dude. I appreciate you for joining me too, Colin.
Raekwon Bell said, "I will cry if the Redskins go 10-6." Boo Boo Cisse says 10-6 too. Yeah,
yes, sir. Let's go, Boba. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wouldn't be mad if y'all cried if we went 10-6, especially the way everybody thinks how bad we are going to be. And last season was so terrible, man. I watched every game. I don't know about you guys, but I watched every single game. I live streamed some games. It was painful. I mean, 3-13 for anybody is a painful season. You know, going through Jay Gruden, going through Bill Callahan, how terrible his offensive scheme was. It was terrible. It wasn't like we were scoring a whole bunch of points and losing. There were some games like the Bills game was terrible. The Lions game, even though we won, it was hard to watch. So it was a rough season last year. So to go from 3-13 to 10-6 after all we went through with Jay Gruden and Bruce Allen, I mean, it kind of does deserve some tears. I'm sorry, you know. I know it's only 10-6 and it's not a Super Bowl. I wouldn't cry. The only way I'd probably cry is if we won the Super Bowl.
If they win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna cry my eyeballs out.
Yeah, I might shed some thug tears, you know, some cool tears. But 10-6, I can't cry. I can't cry for 10-6. But I don't blame you though. I really don't. 0120. He's watched the games for every game for 5 years. So Andrew, what sticks out to you about the schedule? You know, how do you feel about no primetime games at all? Does that make you upset or?
It's a little upsetting, but I still think that it's better for us because we don't do well. We played Thursday night football against the Vikings. It wasn't a really good game. We almost won, but then Dwayne made a rookie mistake through that pick. I think they were in the red zone, Then we played against the Bears. We got our ass whooped against the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. We haven't won Monday Night Football since I don't even remember. It's that long. But yeah, I'm actually happy that we don't have a game on prime time. I think the Cincinnati Bengals and Redskins one should have been, because there's our top two picks. Got Joe Burrow and Chase Young, but they just don't respect us, and I understand why they don't respect us. We were 3-13, the second worst team in the NFL, but I think we're going to step up. We got a new culture. We got players that are just getting better and better. And if Dwayne can do what he did the last two games, I'm really excited about that. Terry McLaurin, Steven Sims, our running back core. If Darius Guy stays healthy, he's going to be one hell of a running back. So you saw what he did to the Panthers. He was pushing players down. He was doing everything. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think we're gonna have a great year.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I agree with you, man. I'm happy we have no primetime games. We don't deserve any primetime games. I think we do better at 1 o'clock. Chris Hunter said the last time we won on Monday Night Football against the Cowboys was with Colton. Yeah, that feels like a long time ago, and that was a crazy game, 16-13. Ronald Dorsey said, "Listen, we don't have to wait up until midnight for primetime games. I had sleepless nights when we play 8 p.m. games. I can't go to bed or mad excited." Well, Ronald, I know you weren't mad excited for most of those games, but I'm happy we don't have any primetime games. Sticky Ninja, we'll probably go for like 10, 15 more minutes, and then we'll probably hang it up. Probably like 15 minutes. Sounds like 8:04. What else? So what makes you believe in Dwayne Haskins? You know, there's a lot of Haskins haters out there. There's a lot of people who are already saying hashtag tank for Trevor Lawrence, hashtag tank for Justin Fields, the Trey Lance guy. Like, what makes you feel that you think that Dwayne Haskins should be the franchise guy?
Back to one thing before that. I'm sorry. I saw a question for me. It was from Brian Harding. He's saying, what game would be the game we should win but didn't? I personally think we should beat the Giants in week 6, but I have them losing that game because they're coming off a 3-game winning streak. The Redskins, I don't remember when they've won 4 won 4 games in a row. This just doesn't happen. We're DC, and we just have no luck. We had the Nats, we had the Caps, but nothing. And since the 90s with the Skins, I was born in 2000, and the Wizards since the Bullets. But yeah, I think we could win the Giants, and that would make us 11-5. That would be a dream. But I think we could beat the Giants. We could sweep them, but we'll see. But yeah, I believe in Dwayne Haskins because I just see he's a competitor, and if you're a competitor, you're going to go places. And I also think he's learning. I think he could be better than. I know this is kind of like like the NFC quarterbacks or just any quarterback. He has the potential. He has such a strong arm. He is determined to win. Like he says, I'm a winner, not a loser, or something like that. I never lost, or something like that. And he did lose a lot of times, but it's just a different mentality from college. He really basically didn't lose in college because he had the assets around him, but it was college. The players, he even said the teams we were playing weren't that good, except like when he went into the playoffs. Or actually, they didn't make it to the playoffs, but like Michigan State or Michigan and all those teams. But yeah, he has a lot of potential. He has the talent. That's no question. He has all the talent in the world. He just needs to understand the game and understand the NFL way. And I think he's just learning more and more, and he's just going to become a better and better quarterback. A lot of people are getting up on him. Everyone didn't like him after the season. Some people did, some people don't, but I believe in him. And I think he's more focused, he's more determined, and he wants to prove people wrong. As he said, the league done messed up.
Right. So Mr. Spades, I like what he said. He said, I'm also excited this season on how Coach Ron will use Antonio Gibson. So bring him from the draft. Who was your favorite draft pick other than Chase Young?
Pick. I'd say Antonio Golden, Gandy Golden. That guy reminds me of a better version of Josh Doxson, trash Josh Doxson. I know he looks good. I know it was like he went to Liberty and the players he were playing were not as good, but just the way he goes up for the ball, all the talent he has. When he learns the way in the NFL, like when he learns the different schemes, how things work out, I think he's gonna he's going to do a really good job in the NFL. I think he's going to go for those jump balls, which Josh Doctson was supposed to do, and he would always drop them. Like I still remember, I think it was 2016 or 15, Josh Doctson was wide open, and I think Kirk threw the ball, and it was in his hands, and he dropped it. And I was like yelling at the TV, getting so pissed off. I was so angry. He made me so. Him and Josh Norman, I can't deal with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Antonio Golden, Gandy Golden, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. Antonio Gandy Golden, AG. I just call him AGG. I call him AGG, man.
Not RG3, AGG.
Yeah, AGG, man. Two Antonio Gibson, Antonio Gandy Golden. My favorite pick is the same with you. I loved the Antonio Gandy Golden pick. Like my reaction, I was like, yes, I was hyped, I was pumped, man. During my stream, man, I was so happy. Like I was like, either get him or I forgot who else I wanted, but I was so happy we got him. And not only that, he's just a smart guy. He bowled a perfect game. He can do a Rubik's Cube in under a minute. I mean, the guy is a gymnastics guy. I mean, he's just an athlete on and off the field. It's incredible. I can't wait to see Antonio Gandy Golden. He's 6'4", killed it at Liberty. I know it's a small school, but he's that receiver that we need. Everybody's like, we need a tall receiver. And I think he's going to be the guy. I still believe in Calvin Harmon, though.
Right.
I think Calvin Harmon is going to starting the season across Terry McLaurin. And then I think eventually Antonio Gandy Golden will find somewhere to start on the roster. So, how do you feel about Antonio Gibson? How did you like that pick?
At first, I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I was like, who is this? But when I looked into him, he looks good. He reminds me. I know they said he's kind of like Christian McCaffrey, but he kind of reminds me of Chris Thomas, like in his prime.
Right.
Like he has that potential. He does short screens. Like Kirk threw Chris Thompson a lot of balls, and he'd take the ball, he'd be off. But yeah, I really like Antonio Gibson. He has, I think Ron and Kyle Smith, heads up to Kyle Smith. I think they just need to name him GM. I think he is doing a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah.
I know Dwayne didn't do the best last year, but he's going to get a lot better. He's doing better. But he got some great Terry McLaurin, Kelvin Harmon, Cole Holcomb, Jimmy Moreland. Like JMU, we're a good big school in Virginia, but no one really cares about James Madison University. It's not. They call us a small school because we really are, even though we have 20,000 students there. Yeah, Antonio Gibson. I'm excited about him. He's gonna have a great season, and I hope he proves us right in what he did. Compared to what he did in Memphis.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be great. I mean, a lot of people compare him to McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, or Percy Harvin and other guys, Deebo Samuel. So I think he's going to be really good. How do you feel about our offensive line? We got Sadiq Charles, Spencer Creech. He said, is Sadiq starting at left tackle right now? I think he is. I mean, the only guy you got going up against him is Cornelius Lucas.
Did they drop Donald Penn? I think
Donald Penn, he's a free agent.
He's still a free agent. Okay.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah, he had a 1-year deal, like 1 year, $1 million. So Quessy Wolf said Sadiq is going to be better than Jaron Christian. I mean,
yeah, I think
we're probably better than Jaron Christian, honestly, the way he played recently. So I mean,
he was so bad. He was not good. He was.
Yeah, he's still on the roster. He's still on the roster. So how do you feel about our offensive line?
I think I'm excited about Sadiq Charles. He just, I know they dropped the weed ban, so
yeah,
see how that goes. So if he's still onto that, then I guess he'll be okay. But I think Ron will have a talk with him and tell him he's got to get his act together, or he won't be on this football team, because he's trying to build a culture. And I think Sadiq Charles, at the end of the day, will listen to Ron and get his stuff together. But yeah, I think our offensive line is. I like Morgan Moses. I don't want to call him consistent because he's had some bad games. Like he gets beat super easily, but he's not terrible. Like he's average. He's a good right tackle. He's not great. We still got Chase Roulier. We got Brandon Sheriff. I actually want them to sign. I think he's a good player. I know he's had his injury problems, but I really respect him as a person. I think he has good. I think he's produced with what we want. I'm a little worried about the left tackle position because Sadiq Charles is so young. He doesn't know how the NFL works, especially he doesn't have rookie money camp yet. He hasn't played a game. Cornelius Lucas, I think they'll probably start him, but then go to Sadiq Charles because Sadiq Charles has no experience. But But yeah, we'll see. I forgot to say I'm a little worried about the tight end group. I don't I
Yeah,
don't know about the tight end group. I'm a little worried about
yeah.
that.
I was probably gonna be my next question. I'm gonna get to some comments here. Grande Groove just subbed to your page, man. He just said shout out to my man's
I
Grande
appreciate it.
Groove.
Thank you.
Reggie Reg, you're a funny guy. He said, "Hey, yeah, I got this Josh Norman jersey for you, bro. I don't need it. I don't need it either.
No, don't
You
take
can
it.
keep it, man. You can keep it. I don't need it." Antonio Gibson is number 24 though, so I could just put a Gibson sticker on it
Yes,
and put
sir.
that on the back. But yeah, I don't want a Josh Norman. But Sticky Ninja said, "Burn it." HTTR. So, how do you feel about our tight end room? Who do you think is going to make the roster out of those guys that's on the roster right now?
I'm a little. I actually really want, like how you said. I really wanted Austin Hooper. I know that people say that, oh, he's slow. Oh, uh he's not that good. But we have no one, man. We got Jeremy Sprinkle, but he's always dropping the ball. We got what's the guy's name? Logan. Is it Logan Thomas? The guy
Logan
from
Thomas.
no big names. So because that was
Right.
something that Dwayne was lacking last year. He had his wide receivers, but there's a lot of times he was getting pressured by the quarterback and had no one to pass it to. He would either get sacked or try to throw it to a running back, but they wouldn't catch it. He had no strong tight end. Eric Ebron, is he still out there? I don't know. I didn't know he got.
Steelers.
What did you say?
He's still on the Steelers. He's on the Steelers now.
Steelers, that's right. I don't know. I think our offense is still, even without the tight end being that good at tight end position, I still think we're going to have a good year with the offense, but we'll see. I don't know. I pray that it goes well. That's all I can do. But I hope maybe if they're not good, then we'll draft one high next year or something. But I don't know. There wasn't really many good tight ends. Oh, but we got Thaddeus Moss. He's all right. He's a LSU alumni, and he did pretty well in the championship game.
Yeah, I'm loving the pick up of Thaddeus Moss. Shout out to Philly Talk Podcast. He just asked for your channel. Just put the link to Andrew's channel right there.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You guys can make sure and sub it up. Make sure you click the link. Shout out to On the Warpath. He's a channel member. Make sure you guys sub him On the Warpath. He has a great channel. Him and some other Redskins fans, they share the channel. They have great takes on the Redskins. Passionate Redskins fans over there, man. Shout out to On the Warpath. That's my guy right there. And he's a channel member. Check out the cool emoji. Chris Hunter has a cool emoji. Brian Harden has a cool emoji as well. Philly, yeah, he's just getting started, man. Andrew's just getting started, man. He's gonna rise up real quick. I'm telling you. Tap King said OJ Howard and David Njoku is still being an option for us. Via trade. I honestly wouldn't trade for those guys. I mean, maybe OJ Howard, maybe like a 4th round pick. Shamar Doster just subbed to your channel as well. Andrew, shout out to him.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, we'll talk about the wide receiver room. How do you feel about those guys? Who do you think will make the roster out of those guys?
So I think Trey Quinn's going to be cut. I just don't. He's had injury problems. He's good. He was known as Mr. Irrelevant. That's a tongue twister. Irrelevant or whatever it's called. Irrelevant. We'll see. Terry McLaurin, he's a stud. Steven Sims, he might be a little small, but that boy is quick. He can run. Antonio Gibson, he's a wide receiver / running back, so he's going to be a good asset. I think he'll make the team, of course. AGG will make it. Kelvin Harmon. I don't know about Cam Sims though. There's a lot of wide receivers in our class, and he's good, but he's a practice squad guy. He's that kind of guy that makes some spectacular catches, but then makes some terrible drops. So we'll see. But I'm excited though.
Right. Yeah, I think because I'm gonna make a video on this right now, so I won't say too much. I mean, Cody Latimer is there. Cody Latimer, Trey Quinn, Cam Sims. Of course, the easy picks is like Terry McLaurin, Steve Sims going to make the team. Of course, what's his name? AGG is going to make the team. Calvin Harmon's going to make the team, of course. They got the undrafted free agent Isaiah Wright. I don't know if you've seen him before at a Temple.
I've heard of it.
You should definitely check out his highlights. Isaiah Wright is a beast at a Temple. He's an undrafted free agent. There's another guy named Jonathan Johnson out of Missouri. He is an undrafted free agent. I like him too. So there's some good guys. Emmanuel Hall out of Missouri on the practice squad. And then, of course, you got the guy Kidsey. And he'll be trying out. Kyron Kidsey. So yeah. But yeah, if you guys missed it, Andrew, his prediction for the schedule is 10-6.
Yes,
So
sir.
he predicts the Redskins to be 10-6. I predict us to go 6-10. So we're both opposite. But I think 6-10 is really not that bad for being a 3-13 team last year. I don't think 6-10 is really that bad, to be honest with you.
It's double the wins. So that's
Right,
something.
right. Yak Dog said, "What up, man? I'm up in Philly and getting killed for being a Skins fan." Yeah, hey, it's tough. It's tough being out there. It is. Philly fans are ruthless. They're the meanest fans or most ruthless fans, and they booed Santa Claus. They boo everything. Boo Donovan McNabb. They boo everybody.
I remember last year they were booing Carson Wentz because we were up 17-0 and then they choked and we lost the game.
Yeah. Yeah, they boo everything. Irish New York Sports shout out to him. He said Latimer isn't a bad receiver. I hope you're right. He's more like a fourth or fifth guy though. Who else is in the chat? Samantha Fleming said, yo, made the chat. Did you miss anything? Like I said, we made our predictions. And then the running backs. How do you feel about the running backs? Who do you think is going to make the roster? There's a loaded running back room.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I don't know why that. Like I know Peyton Barber. His name is. He's kind of like he's had a good career. I think he kind of should suit it up. I know he still thinks he has some stuff in himself, but I think we will probably cut Peyton Barber or put him on the practice squad because we have J.D. McKissick and that's Scott Turner's guy. We got Antonio Gibson. He's not going to be cut. He's going to be on the team. We got AP. If they cut him, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll put a video talking about how I'm so pissed off or something. I don't know, but they just can't do that to that man. He's a legend, and that's just disrespectful. What's this? Darius Guice? He's going to make it because he's technically our future. I don't know if he will in the end be our future because of his injuries, but I want him to be our future.
Right.
And yeah, there's I might be missing some guys, but I think Barber will be cut. Hopefully, at least they might keep him because they signed him for a reason. They signed all the guys for a reason. So
right. Yeah, I think you're right. Darius Guice, of course, will make the team, and the big question mark is Bryce Love. Bryce Love too.
Great. Bryce Love, yeah.
Bryce Love. I don't know if he's gonna make the roster. I like Bryce Love a lot, and I already said the guys who I think they're gonna keep 5 guys because Antonio Gibson is a running back as well. But you know who I am. Thank you for the donation, man. He said, "Be realistic. No way the Skins will go 10-6. They have too many goals with a W." And he said, "Even the great teams of the '80s went 8-8 in Joe Gibbs' first year." Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna be 6-10. And then Andrew, I'll let you go after I go. I think they're gonna be. I think we're gonna be 6-10 in 2020. It's hard a first year coach to be 10-6 after having a 3-13 team that that wasn't his team before. So it's gonna take some time. Like I said, Rome was not built in a day. It's gonna be a process. You gotta trust the process. So, but Andrew, I'll let you respond to this one too.
No, I understand. You're probably thinking that what the hell is wrong with this kid? You're way too optimistic, but that's how I like to live my life. I like to look in the positive direction, even though if that's not the case. I totally understand that 6-10. If you think we're going to lose all the games, I don't believe in that. We're going to win a game. If we don't win a game, then Dwayne's not the guy, and I don't know what's going to go on. That's just not. I don't even think the Redskins have ever had a season like that. They've never had a 1-win season or a 2-win season, I think. But yeah, we'll see. I think a lot of people are overlooking the Redskins. I know that we know the Redskins the most because we're Redskins fans, and we know that they have their holes in the secondary and our corners. But I don't know. I think there's something special about this team. I don't know. They have that spark. I just see it in them. It's in Dwayne Haskins' eyes. It's in Terry McLaurin, Steven Sims, Darius Guice, if he can stay healthy. There's just, I don't know. I'm excited, baby. I'm excited. Let's go.
You guys in the chat are funny, man. So somebody said, Brian Harden said Geis has 1 foot out the door, and then Samantha Fleming said Geis has 1 knee out the door. Oh man, you guys are really ruthless. Samantha, you're funny. You're funny as I don't know what. Now about Geis, man, I like Darius Geis. I'm not gonna lie. I like Darius Geis. I think a lot of people like Darius. There's a lot of people who don't like Darius Geis. The man has been built built like glass. He's been bubble boy. You know, he has not been able to stay healthy. Out of 32 games, he's played 5 games. He played 5, and that's terrible. You know, he tore his ACL, tore his MCL. It's like this guy can't play more than 3 games in a row, and it's terrible. It's terrible. But when he plays, he's a beast. You know, you saw what he did against the Panthers, and you saw what he did against the Jets with the screen pass, and he's I think he's a beast, but he can't stay healthy. And if he gets another injury, then that's it.
Yeah.
If he gets one more injury, then we got to move on. I think Ron Rivera is feeling that way as well. Like if Geis gets another injury, he's done because he brought in Antonio Gibson, he signed Peyton Barber, he signed J.D. McKissick. We already have Adrian Peterson. He signed him to an extension. He picked up the option for AP, and we have Bryce Love. So we have a lot of running backs on this roster right now.
Right.
So Darius Geis, man, this might be his last season, but I think Darius Geis is gonna have a good year. How do you feel about Darius Geis?
So actually, it was pretty. It's not exactly funny, but it's just interesting. Mm-hmm. He retweeted or he retweeted and put a post about Frank Gore. He said Frank Gore started out a little rough. He had some injuries.
Oh yeah.
And then he said yeah, this is kind of like me. See, it's not and nothing's nothing. I'll reword that. Whatever I was gonna say, but yeah, nothing is impossible. I can get through this. There's guys out there that have their injuries, but they can get out of that hole. But we'll see. I love Darius Geis as a person. I think he's a great guy. I think he has a lot of positivity. Wants to just get better and better, and I love that about him. That's what you need in all your players. He's super talented. If he just didn't have that injury problem, but when we can't fit enough people on the team, imagine it's like the Redskins are a boat, and you just keep going backwards. At the end, we're just gonna have to leave you there. I know that's terrible. Actually, maybe that's not a good idea. That's not a good analogy. I don't want anyone to die in the water or something. But just, you know what I mean. Just he's just there's not enough space on the boat, and at the end of the day, this is a business, and if you're not producing results and not on a consistent basis,
right,
you're not going to get your chance.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, man. You're 100% right. I mean, Darius Geis has got a couple of chances already. This is his 3rd season, so if he gets injured again, then that's it. Third time, you get 3 chances. Really, third time. I think third time is the charm, though. And I think
third time is the charm, yes, sir.
Third time is the charm. So, but Andrew, thank you for coming on, man. Say your prediction one more time.
I got my Skins at 10-6. Let's go.
Yeah, hell to them Skins.
Hell to them Skins.
I like it. My prediction 6-10, but I like Andrew's prediction a lot better than mine. I like it a lot better than mine. Shout out to my man Pedro Smith again. He said it's crazy how good Bryce Love was in college. Yes, 2,100 yards and 8.1 yards per carry in junior. That's ridiculous. That's Madden. That's video game numbers right there. So, yeah, Joe Kent. Yeah, my man Andrew says 10-6. He says 10-6. So, but
if you want to unfollow me, I understand. But it's my prediction, and I'll keep my word. If we're 10-6, you got. If we're 10-6, you gotta if you unfollow me, you gotta follow me back.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm right, I told you so. I told you so.
Yep. But let them know let them know where you can sub to your channel.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So it's Andrew Oliveros. I need to put a picture though, so you guys can actually recognize. I don't have a picture. On the videos, I'll show my face, of course, but not on the thing. But yeah, it's Andrew. You search Andrew Oliveros, and I think it's a pink screen. It has an A on it. And I think I don't know how many videos I've done now, but yeah, thank you, Ed. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. Anytime.
But yeah, Andrew Oliveros, just look that up. There's a couple Andrew Oliveroses on YouTube, but I think it has a pink background. I'll actually put a picture on there so you guys can recognize me. But yeah, I appreciate this time. It was an honor to be here. I remember the first time I went on on a Ed Oliver stream. I was like, I'll just pop onto this stream. I'll see what happens. And you said my name. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I was like, well, you know my name. And just seeing a YouTuber like you inspire me and just want to talk Redskins, because I love talking about the Redskins, and I talk to my parents all the time about it, but and my friends, but they sometimes get annoyed. So it's good to talk about it here, because not a lot, unfortunately, in the DMV. So I'm from Alexandria, Virginia. I live in Alexandria, 5 minutes out of DC, and there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans out here. They
Oh
say
no,
DC
terrible.
means Dallas Cowboys. I'm just like, stop it, just stop it. I'm just like, no, no,
I
no,
hate when
no,
they say
no.
that. I hate when they say that.
And this frustrates me so much, and I just don't understand it. Yeah, Brian Harding, Andrew Oliveros, pink background. Well, I don't know. I have optimism for this team. I'm excited. The future is bright. That's all I can say. The future is bright.
Mm-hmm. I think so too, man. Shout out to Redskins fan for like Brent. He says 16-0. But yeah, thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for taking your time, and I hope everybody subs to your channel, man. I'm telling you, you got a bright future,
Thank you so
and
much. Thank you for letting me
sky's
come
the
on,
limit, man.
man. This
Oh,
is all
anytime,
you. I appreciate it.
anytime, anytime. All right, guys. Hail to them skins. Peace.
Yes, sir.